Hello. Thanks for coming into our webinar. Today, we are sharing on the Yamaha UC Integration to Room Meeting System Solutions. Yeah. Just for a starter announcement to share, before we start the session proper, I'd like to inform you that there is a Q&A tab where you can post all your questions there. There is also a chat session too if you would like to use it. However, in order for your messages to be seen by everyone in the message in this session, including me and the Yamaha technical team at the background who is supporting me for this session. Also for the attendees that are present here, please have your chat options set to send to all panelists and attendees before you send out your message, all right? Okay, thank you for that. If you would prefer to leave all your questions relating to today's topic in the Q&A section and non-related messages to the chat session instead. Yep. So it's easier for us to manage whether it's belonging to a topic or not. Okay. We'll try our best to answer as many questions as we can. Thank you, and let's start today's session proper. Okay, what is today's scope for today's session? As we are talking about Yamaha UC integration to room meeting system solutions. We would like to pose this question: which Yamaha UC system and room meeting solution is available here in Singapore? All right. We have two different solutions. One which is the simple plug and play solution via USB probably, and the second one would be a versatile configuration system for fixed installation. So with that, I also will be posting some solution examples and its advantages in today's session. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so what are the Yamaha UC system types? Different application calls for different choices. So how do we make these choices? First, we must start with a simple and straightforward solution, what we call the Yamaha UC system. More on the Yamaha UC peripherals system. Okay, it shall be simple. Basically, it shall be simple, and it must be as simple as a plug and play system, such as a USB peripheral type. But it doesn't stop there. Its system integration also allows for expandability and third-party peripherals such as cameras, webcam, probably a box PC to consolidate the resources to manage this webinar, a video playback and integration. So what is the second solution? The second solution will be a versatile and customizable solution. So it is sophisticated, but versatile. It has to be versatile for it to be sophisticated. So it has also to be customizable in order to be called a versatile solution. So ranging from the setup being with the simple fixed type drag and drop toggle type on one of our DSP, to a holistic, fully customizable setup via a schematic routing type. So over here you can see this is one of the example of the drag and drop and toggle, where we can actually toggle all these buttons and volume knobs, EQ, and all that over here. Whereas Whereas the other one, which is more expandable, more versatile at the engineering level, most engineers would prefer to have schematic type of connection. which makes the picture very clear for an engineer and also for them to draw out and understand the whole process of how the system works. Okay, so both of these system usually done during the tuning stage by the system integrators. Yeah, so what kind of customization are we looking at? And basically, usually the first question we are asked is how you like to route your audio signal. Second is how your audio is being processed. And what about some technological features and aid that would require to implement, as not every room is suited for a plug and play system. Some rooms are similarly more challenging. Yeah. So this is where our partners under our umbrella of trained system integrators with proper training at Yamaha HQ. So from time to time, refresher course is requested by our SI as sometimes company grow, engineers leave and some new engineers join, and we need to keep them fresh in the skills to be very familiar with our system. So if you are keen on that, do drop us an email later. We will share with you our email. You can arrange a training schedule with us, but give us at least 2 weeks in advance. Yeah. So at Yamaha, we really take pride in delivering quality work to all our projects. That's all our customer. That's the assurance and quality we provide for our customers, along with our quality Yamaha products. So what happens if, maybe you will ask, what happens if your company is new and you have a project at hand, so which the training schedule does not allow within the time period because there's a deadline. Maybe you're still not confident with the tuning features. Probably you just have a refresher course and you like Yamaha team to come in and guide you. Perhaps you do not have programmers in your company. So how do we go about it? We have started offering this system tuning services with engineering fee. But do take note that being a manufacturer ourselves, we will not be taking the commissioning role. The SI will be the one signing off the commissioning of the job. But we are happy to be providing a very competitive engineering rate for our SIs, for our partners who are keen in support of our Yamaha products. So moving on. So what is the simple and straightforward solution we offer? Let's go to the first section. Yes. So is the YVC 1000. So in our Yamaha UC range, we have this product called the YVC 1000. It's personally one of my favorite of all the plug and play systems out there. Why so? So other than having all the common audio conferencing techniques that most conferencing products have in the market, such as noise reduction, automatic speaker tracking, which is becoming more and more common in more products in a lot of brands, automatic gain control, and also echo canceller. Our YVC 1000 comes with Yamaha's very unique de-reverberation. So to remove the reverberation, so it's a de-reverberation, and human voice activity detection. So if someone is speaking, it will detect, and when there is no human voice activity, it will close up, so it doesn't induce noise into the conversation. Yeah. So our very own noise reduction, which also learns and detects constant noise, and then phasing them out. Yeah. So most of our commonly used features are this, and mostly commonly used on constant noise for our Yamaha unique noise reduction. It can be applied to aircon humming, the humming noise from the aircon. Sometimes even the fluorescent tube light that some people are still using instead of the LED lamps, and laptop fan. And also on our end, we actually have tested out by accident the vacuum cleaner. So it detects the vacuum cleaner sound as a constant repetition, and after that it fades out and remove the vacuum cleaner while we are still having a conversation. So very, very effective. That's why it's one of my favorite. It surprised me from my first time testing it. Yeah. So talking about this YVC 1000, how are we going to integrate this YVC 1000 as a holistic system? Let's move on to the next. All right. So probably our yeah. Okay. Okay. If you are looking at this, sorry. This is the back of the YVC 1000. Do take a close look at the connectors at the rear side of this YVC 1000. Can you think of the possibilities for integration? Give it a guess. No prizes though, but yeah. What ideas do you have by looking at these connectors? Anyone? Sorry. Someone mentioned that I should have shared the slide. I'm sorry about that. Probably missed out that step. Thanks for letting us know. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Okay. So yes, this is the probably I'll rewind back. Yeah, this is the YVC 1000. So this is for here. You can see a clearer picture. There is this YVC 1000 is using its Bluetooth to connect and such. But let's just move on to seeing the integration. Okay. So I hope you have some answers in your mind about upon looking at this connectors. Okay, what you can see is the YVC 1000 is able to do able to make it very convenient. So other than the USB connection over here, where your PC is running any integration software for conferencing such as Zoom, MS Teams, Google Meet, etc. on both PC and Mac. Yep, so it's very convenient. You can, okay, so you can see over here where the connection with USB via this USB port via PC and through our software and with our web conferencing software, you can communicate. Other than that, the YVC 1000 also has audio in and out RCA port for you to input any video player audio source, video conferencing system which lacks audio clarity compared to the Yamaha system. So you can, over here, you can see that there is this external audio out. Yep, in and out. Okay. Okay. And also if you take a look at another RCA port that is available, which is the audio out, you can actually use it to connect to the amplifier or another mixer. So full of audio routing possibilities over here. So you can actually connect to external speakers if you want to, if it's not loud enough. If the meeting room is very long and you need to, this speaker is not enough to, the inbuilt speaker of the YVC 1000 is not enough to cover, because sometimes you can stretch it to more microphones. Yeah, then you need external speakers to cover the range. So that other than all these inbuilt connections, we also have this wireless connection, which is the Bluetooth connection. Yes, it will allow for all audio signals mentioned previously to be mixed together along with this Bluetooth call signal. So it basically works like a mixer. You have your USB connection, your call to your boss or your head of department into the call, and together with this video conferencing system, all running together as one, hearing the source being mixed together. What I really like about other than Bluetooth is the NFC it has within this YVC 1000. In many cases where there is too many Bluetooth devices in a single meeting room, that cause it very hard to connect. Definitely is a big advantage to have NFC. It happened for me during one of the exhibition where we tried, and it was there were so many people at this Suntech this exhibition, and we couldn't connect. Thankfully, there was this NFC where we can just put our phones next to it, and it got connected immediately. So very thankful that Yamaha has actually put this thought into their design. Okay, Peter Law has a question. Can we bridge the Bluetooth call with USB on other software VC calls? Okay, we'll answer these questions later. So bear with us. And thanks for these questions. Our engineers will be guiding you. So moving on for this this session. So how many packs can it serve? How many people can this YVC 1000 serve? So what? Okay. So it can actually serve a large conference room of about 25 people. Over here, we have come out with this example of this infographics. Actually, this graphics is available, and also this brochure is available on our Yamaha UC page. If you have visited our page, sometimes they will have a pop-up over there where they will prompt you if you're interested. If you would like to have a copy of it to show our customers, I'm happy to share with you this e-brochure. Is very informative. It's so clear, as you can see just by visually, so visually available information there. So yes, I've selected one of the pictures, which is four microphones. So with these 4 microphones, you can actually cover up to 25 people. But let's show you another setup. The YVC 1000 can actually match up to 5 microphones. 5 microphones. So when you buy it, the base unit is this number 1 and this 1 microphone. But if you would like to extend more, you can purchase the other 1, 2, 3, 4, another 4 more microphones to extend your setup. So interestingly, you can see over here is a U-shaped table configuration, also quite commonly seen in some companies. I like this configuration because it covers the area better. One microphone has more can focus more for more people on one side, on each side. Okay, so yeah, so this is really versatile. Over here, you also can see that they have also integrated speakers, loudspeakers. Later on, I'll probably share with you more on it. Okay, moving on. So what is the advantage for this Yamaha UC integration? Okay, over here you can see this diagram, like I was mentioning earlier, is connected to our Yamaha MSP3, MSP5 series studio monitors. You can use it because they are a powered speaker. So it's very easy because all you need is to connect RCA cable over the Y cable, one to the left and right, and amplify the sound. So you might be thinking there is this microphone over here. So with it's possible to connect a microphone to this YVC 1000. So you can connect with a handheld microphone. It's especially useful when you do streaming, and especially useful and convenient as when delivering president speeches to share the vision and goal with the company from time to time remotely. At some office companies, large organization like Yamaha, the president can share the message at throughout the world in different offices, and also to go on live with the employee training to multiple locations simultaneously. So very, very convenient. And another thing you can do also is to conduct remote educational classes or seminar. So from this photo, you can actually see the presenter is using a wireless microphone. You can also connect wireless microphone unit to the microphone input instead of a wired microphone. How convenient, right? So much possibilities with this solution. So probably I could like to share with you one of our installation that we did with a shipping company. So they have office offshore. So they have a team of engineers on each end, but on the HQ they have their board of directors together seated with the engineers at the back. So they were using this external handheld microphone on a stand, like a standalone microphone on a microphone stand. So for the engineers at the HQ, during when they need to interact with the engineers during the Q&A segment, the directors who are sitting in a U-shaped configuration, they have the YVC MIC 1000, the YVC external microphone extension, like the U-shaped configuration we saw, while the engineers who need to do a Q&A can go to the microphone and talk about it and share. So such a small system, but wow, you can do so much. You can use it for a big group, even for this engineering discussion. So are there any other ways that of using it? Can you think of other ways? What about more options that we can consider to implement? Okay, let's move on. So yes, this is a real example of the Yamaha VXL series, the P series. These speakers are interesting to me because they are being powered, they are PoE plus powered by our PoE switches, and it can also send audio signal through that PoE connection to the speaker. So all it needs to this speaker is just the PoE connection. Very, very clean setup. Yep. So yeah, let's just show you. So this is how this is to help you visualize how it looks like in the office, how it has been set up mostly in all the offices. Sometimes the YVC 1000 base unit is under the TV, but just above the table, the seat where everybody is seated, so the sound can project out, and it's suggestible to be on top or on the same level and not under, because if it's under, the speaker will not be able to project but will be firing off at their legs instead. So this is one suggestion and a tip to take note. Yeah, so yeah, other than that, some offices, they prefer white speakers. Yeah, we have the non-PoE version, which is called the VXL series. So this is how it looks like. It comes in 3 sizes, 3 models in fact, VXL 1-8, 1-16, and 1-24. What does the 8, 16, and 24 means? So basically they are a column 9 speaker with a 1 inch driver speaker in 8 in a row, 16 in a row, and a 24 in a row. So usually for a meeting room required, we always usually go with 16, being the size that there's just nice that fits to the screen, and also for the purpose of a big conferencing room, it'll be just enough for it, with clarity, with good speech clarity. Okay, wow, we are done with the first half of our webinar. Now let's move on to the second half of this webinar, where we will talk more about this Yamaha versatile room meeting solutions. Okay, versatile room meeting solutions. What are you thinking when you think of room meeting solutions? What kind of tools do we use for room meeting solutions? Perhaps the SI here in our session could think about it, have some thought. Yes, the Yamaha solution for it is via the Yamaha DSP solution. So DSP being digital signal processor. So what is the DSP advantage? Okay, the simple Yamaha UC system that I shared earlier is good. However, it might not be the ideal choice for some companies. Some companies who want their conference system to be fixed in a certain location and not be movable. So that this, because it belongs to company property, they do not want it to be moved around, misplaced, or even stolen. So let me share on the more advantages with this fixed solution. First, what are the available audio connections for our DSP system? Yeah, so we have so you can connect the input and output via this Phoenix connector, the Euroblock green connectors. And with Cat 5e and above, we recommend Cat 6, which is also very common now, Cat 6. We have our YDIF. What does YDIF stand for? So YDIF actually stands for Yamaha proprietary Yamaha digital interface. So Yamaha Y, D digital, and interface are IF. So it's YDIF. So it allows for sending and receiving audio streams, signal of a total of 16 channels in and out, and also work clock via this internet cable. The physical connections that is being used via this YDIF is via a ring topology. So the YDIF can be used to connect rack-mounted devices simply and easily because they are close together. They have to be looped together. Okay, one unit to another, and then loop back to the first unit. The advantage for this is that the maximum length of cable it can be used to connect these devices using this YDIF is 30 meters. So, but however, do take note that control signals cannot be sent via this YDIF. It has to be via a separate network port on our DSPs. There's a dedicated control port that is on our DSP system. Okay. So other than YDIF, let's mention even more common medium that is being used, which is Dante. Oh, we all love Dante because Dante, if the client has a requirement to send in more audio signal through 64 audio channels in and out, and also do not need to loop because sometimes they need to travel far. It's impossible to loop and come back via YDIF. Dante is available on our Dante version of our DSPs. Okay, so with all that said, so what are the DSP available here in Singapore for Yamaha commercial installation solution? Okay, for non-Dante, we have the MTX3, very common, has a lot of features in it. It's surprising to see how DSP is so small nowadays, saving the number of use in a rack space, able to clamp down so many features, unlike in the past where EQ on the output stage and the input stage, you have individual processors for each individual function, feedback being one function, the way you go around it, matrix, maybe a matrix switcher, and also out process EQ, or any other features is all squeezed digitally into the DSP. We have the Dante version, this MTX, which is the MTX5D and also the MRX7D. So if you have seen previously where I was talking about the configuration being able to drag and drop and also toggle, which is available on MTX3 and MTX5D. And if you are more into customization, if you require that more flexibility, the MRX7D allows for the drag and drop, but schematic design way of doing it. Okay, let's move on to this technological solution, technological aid to on these DSPs. So how does it help? Yes, it has a centralized management. So over here you can see a laptop, this laptop here, connected to the MRX7D, and also audio players into it, microphones patched into it, all controlled by the MTX MRX editor. For your information, this editor is available free. And these are usually the software that we train for our DSP on how to use it. And via that, you can actually program it before you go down to site. So very convenient, and you can upload to the MTX, MRX, and MTX3, MTX5D, and MRX. And then via this, you can send out to different conference room, and more. Okay. So you get the matrix audio routing to different rooms. Okay, so I've expanded the MTX MRX editor. So this is how the process goes, like input channel to matrix mixer, then to a zoning, then after that you can route to where you want, and then via the output to the other rooms. So these are the input channel features. It has gain, high pass filter, and EQ section over here where you can see. What else it has? It has a gate and compressor. So this is the gate and gate section. You have the threshold, the hold, decay, the range where you can set, and also the attack, the initial attack of the sound, and also the compressor over here. Yep. So you can actually even set the knee for the compression, which is sometimes very much desired feature, especially for a compressor. I personally like to have to be able to control the knee of it. Okay, and feedback suppressor, FBS. So what a feedback suppressor does is, if someone is talking over here, and if it's close to the speaker, of course, do not get close to the speaker as possible. Naturally, it will feedback. But because the MTX have such a feature, you can implement it. So if there is a spike, as with this diagram, the feedback suppressor detects it and suppresses it down. Very useful feature. Next up is automatic gain control, AGC. Yes, also very common. How does this work? So basically, if like our UC system, how does it work? Basically, if in a meeting room where there are people talking in different volume, some talk loudly, some at an average volume, some talk really softly. So this is where this automatic gain control comes in very useful, because people who speak loudly, the AGC will help to push it down to this compensate level, so that it won't be so loud by decreasing the gain, and it will also automatically increase the gain if someone is talking really softly. So these are the technology available. Next up, let me share on the strongest feature in our Yamaha system, which is the Dan Dugan auto mixer. Yes, what is the auto mixer? So so I'm going to show you a video up next. So if you find the video sound strange because it was conducted in a room where the room has bad acoustics, which is done on purpose, so that you can see how also the Dan Dugan auto mixer works on this system. Okay, let me show you the video.
So here in our workshop, we've set up a dummy conference system and demonstrate what's going on here. 4 microphones and a local PA system. All the microphones are going through the Dan Dugan auto mixer, so the gain is being shared between these 4 microphones. As I'm speaking at the moment, I'm getting all the gain, but if my colleagues join me, they will then get their share of the gain. So, hi Carson.
Hi Carl.
Hey Yoshi.
Hi Carl.
Hi Henry, how's it going?
Hi Carl.
Good. So you can hear it's all very clean. But if I turn off the Dan Dugan onto each of these channels, what will happen is they'll start to pick up signals from each other and hear each other, and you'll start to get the characteristics ringing in the system. As I turn back on Dan Dugan, the gain is all managed. That's much better, isn't it? Now we can start to talk about what we're going to have for dinner.
Burger?
Yeah, good. Okay, burger it is. Now, it might be difficult to visualize what's happening as far as the gain sharing is concerned, but I want to demonstrate now on the screen by using some pink noise through the same system. So you can see on the screen that we now have, instead of 4 microphones, we've got 4 oscillators, and they're all set up to produce pink noise. These are being fed through the first 4 channels. If I turn the first oscillator on, you can now see that that is being given all of the gain. If I then add a second oscillator at the same output level, exactly no change in the signal coming out of the system, but they are now sharing the same levels of gain. Add a third oscillator, it then shares the gain with the others, and a fourth, exactly the same thing. So very, very smooth, artifact-free sharing of the input gain. And that's how it smoothly controls microphone systems. From the release of version 3.0 firmware, the Dan Dugan Auto Mixer is now available on the MTX as well. On MTX3, there will be 4 channels of Dan Dugan available on the first 4 inputs. On the MTX 5D, 8 channels will be available on the first 8 inputs. On MRX 7D, each component can handle up to 24 mic channels of Dan Dugan auto mixing. I say up to because you can choose the number of channels you use. If you only want 5, then you just choose 5 and this will save your DSP resources. The 24 inputs can then be grouped to 4 individual groups or subsets within one auto mixer if you want to control more than one room, say, in a single component. These can then be routed from any of the 8 outputs. For larger systems, with many delegates such as international tribunals, which require more than 24 microphones, it is possible to insert more Dan Dugan components. However, we have to stress that microphone gain cannot be balanced between the 2 components. The outputs of each component would then need to be submixed into a third Dugan component for secondary balancing. This solution is not the same as 48 channels of Dugan, although you can realize very similar behavior.
Okay, I'm glad you liked the video. I hope that answers your question on what the Dan Dugan does. Thank you, Carl Christmas, for this video that I've extracted previously from his YouTube. Okay, so over here you can see example 1 of this versatile room meeting solution. So over here you can see there are microphones input into this MTX3, and then into this MTX3. Yeah, so this is a non-Dante solution. It's simpler and it's simple and flexible. The customizable feature that is needed for is usually because it has a challenging room acoustic environment. The preferred choice of, and also sometimes the preferred choice of a microphone type, such as a tabletop paging microphone type, the gooseneck lamp type, the gooseneck mic, sorry, and also some tablet microphones that are being placed within the table. Sometimes you can press and it pops up. Sometimes a wireless microphone, which is not commonly seen, and but different type of wireless conferencing microphone that are wireless, probably like a square configuration type, and also ceiling microphones, which is very popular also. So we are actually seeing more and more companies adjusting and adopting to the current COVID distancing measure on the limitation of the number of pax per room. Room meetings will be held about with probably 5-person team in a single meeting room. Then like that of this system diagram. Yeah, so one room probably in which you can see, which is room A. Perhaps I should. Okay, which is room A. Yeah, probably 5 people in one room and another 5 in another room. So yeah, this is just an example. So this is Similarly, a good social distancing measure practice we all should be looking into implementing for more offices in Singapore, and hopefully, as COVID situation is becoming part of our lives, we are slowly adapting and changing. We should really look into implementing all this. So what if you are seeing that there is other things on this diagram? You can see that there's this EXI8. What does EXI8 stand for? So basically, EXI8 allows for 8 more input channels into the MTX system, because the MTX tree in itself has only 8 in, 8 out, but its mixing capacity is more than that. So do refer to our specification page for more information. If you like, you can ask us which link to check out. We will share with you later. So with this, we can add on another 8 input. We also have the EX08, which is the output. You can also add that to it. So with this, we can see the MTX is connected to the XMV4280. This is our Yamaha XMV series. It's a multi-channel amplifier. You can route up to 4 channel or 8 channel of 140 watt or 280 watt per channel. You can also switch between per channel. You can select whether you want low impedance 8 ohms, 4 ohms, or 100 volt line, 70 volt line configuration. Very, very versatile. They are meant for commercial installation solutions. Okay, so with this multi-channel amplifier, it really helps to save rack space, making it less bulky and less messy setup. All you need to do is virtual route on the MTX system, how you want to route it via its matrix. So lastly, for some manual switching, you have this over here. You can see over here also in room B. Okay, so that is Yamaha's very own digital control panel. We call it the DCP. Okay, let's move on to the next slide where I can show you inclusive of this DCP and what other different control types is inclusive. Okay, types of control. Just a minute. Okay, the types of control, as I mentioned, we have the DCP. We have the DCP-4S. 4S stands for 4 source, which you can see 4 buttons. You can program how you would like it, whether be it the on-off switch, be it a selection of a zone A, zone B, zone C, or even to play back a chime or something else. If you have a paging, Yamaha paging mic PGM, you can actually use it also along with this. We have also this DCP 1V4S. 1V stands for 1 volume knob and 4 source. And also for people who for users especially who find it difficult to use sometimes, having this DCP 1V4S, probably when you press the DCP 1V4S over here, probably you can press button 1, goes to this encoder volume knob is tied to this source, this zone area volume. Then when you press to 2, the volume control will be tied to the volume control for zone 2 and for 3 and 4. So sometimes user is always most of the time is always user that find it confusing. So they prefer an individual knob. You can have it, and you can probably set the rest of the buttons as for other functions, also as a on-off switch. Next up, we have the MCP1. These are powered by our Yamaha PoE switches. So they are so they're so powerful. They have different languages that you can select to use. It's very customizable. They have 6 buttons together with a home and back button for you to choose to also configure what kind of menu you like for it. You also have different levels of control where password entry for the power user, for the administrator at different levels to access different control. So very, very versatile. The interesting thing, it can connect up to 16 units at one go. So maximum 16 units, very, very versatile. What if user would like to have something more like the MTX MRX editor, more of a PC version kind of control? We have seen people using laptop to connect, and also probably a Microsoft Surface via wireless to their Wi-Fi router. You can do that too. And other wireless control, we have wireless DCP, which is a similar version, but just a wireless version of, digital version of this, the DCPs you see on top. And also my favorite, the Provision Air Touch and Kiosk. So this Provision Air Touch and Kiosk allows for many purposes. You can customize the fader, how it looks, the background of this page that you want to set, on-off button switch, and even music player. If you have an SD card put into the MTX and MRX system, you can even play the song and probably a customized chime from it via this Provision Air Touch. So very, very customizable. You can even see the levels of your volume of your player too. So why is there a Provisional Air Touch and Kiosk? So the touch is meant for USI who programs it for your customer. When everything is seemingly fine and you do not need the customer to access to even administrator or even power user settings, the kiosk is a file where you can AirPlay send it to the another iPad, and then you can then on the Provisional Air Kiosk, the user has no way to adjust it, to customize and change it, so giving you less problems for them to gain any other necessary factors that they don't need to access to, because sometimes it's beyond their level of understanding and usage, and sometimes it's not even necessary for the venue for some features. Okay, this will be our last system example, which is the MRX7D. Before I start with the MRX7D, I'd like to inform you that the MTX5D and MTX3 are similar to, but the MTX5D has 8 channels of Dan Dugan auto mixing, as well as Dante, that reduces the chances of having audio interference, as it is a digital medium for transmitting audio, and also bi-directional with a single Cat6 and above cable. Do also note that Yamaha YDIF only allows up to 16 channels of in-out, whereas Dante allows up to 64 channel in-out, which I've mentioned previously. I'd like to emphasize that again. So yeah, the MRX7D and has even more significant feature for conferencing, especially for conferencing at its best. So first off, we have this echo cancellation, acoustic echo cancellation. So let me explain via this diagram. So what you can see over here is, on a remote side, this person is saying hello. It's being sent out to the other side via the MRX and to probably the XMV and then out. But of course, being a speaker, the audio being played will bounce off the walls, combining with the reply on the other end saying, "Hi, how is the project going?" The microphone will naturally mix the hello message and also how is the project going on message together. But with this AEC feature, what is coming out is only, "Hi, how is the project going?" Because of this AEC feature, it detects the hello and then it fades out whatever the hello out of the message, having it a very clear message that you're hearing. So usually this type of echo can significantly degrade the intelligibility of the sound that is heard on the remote location. So this AEC effectively suppresses this type of unwanted echo, which helps to maximize clarity and intelligibility. Yeah, please note that this function is not designed to eliminate the room's own acoustic reflection and reverberation. So this is the reverberation is done by the de-reverberation feature instead. Yeah, next up is the next feature, extended feature of this MRX7D system. I don't know if this picture gives you an idea of what I'm going to say next. Hello, and it seems like whatever is going there is scrambled. You can see A and J and messages being scrambled within this hello. So next up, let me share on speech privacy. Okay, so speech privacy. This is available on the MRX7D. The need to protect privacy in conference room and meeting room areas and particularly in financial and medical institution is a growing concern. Yes, and even in government sectors too. Speech privacy uses the original sonic masking technique to prevent leakage of confidential information rather than masking the conversation with high volume noise. We are using an information masking tone that is synthesized, which you see in that picture, from elements of human speech. So which is using the original process effectively camouflages the spoken information. So hello with this synthesized information masking tone mixed together. So this approach allows for the information to be protected by relatively low volume masking. We have tried it out. We couldn't hear much, but it does effectively do the masking. So it helps to maintain the comfort of the conference environment in such confidential conversations. So this sound synthesized from human speech renders the conversation unintelligible to this eardroppers who is trying to eardrop. So do note that this function does not silence the sound of the conversation. But for maximum effectiveness, we recommend to have 2 layers of speech privacy set up. Later I'll show you. As you can see here, there are 2 speakers. So over here, we can see the first layer, which is the indoor layer, and the indoor layer for room B, and the outdoor layer on the corridor of the room. So this makes it very safe for this type of setup. Yeah. So yeah. So I'll be ending off with my last slide. So with the speaker type options. So over here, we can see some ceiling speaker options. We do have surface mount speakers, which is the VXS series that you are seeing here, a surface mount. They come in both black and white. And also the VXL series, the column line speaker that I've shared earlier. They also are available in black and white. And also our ceiling speakers. We have the VXC series, the C stands for ceiling. We have two versions, one with a normal shape like this, another one with a flat profile for places who have very short false ceiling. So it's for low profile ceiling. You can use the VXCF series instead. Yeah. So these are the basically all the available options that is common here in Yamaha. Okay, I think I accidentally pressed too far. Okay, now we have come to the Q&A session. Okay, does anybody have question? You may post it up, and we see if we can help to answer you. If we do not have the answer, we can email you separately. Hi, Peter Law. Thanks for your question. Your question is, can we bridge the Bluetooth call with USB connection on other software VC call? Do you mean that your PC having connected via Bluetooth to the YVC 1000, and then on the YVC 1000, the connection is connected to another PC with probably a Zoom or Google Teams or Google Meet or MS Team? Yes, you can do it. Like I say, it's a mixer. I'll probably scroll back to that slide for you. Okay, let's take a look again. Probably some of you never get to see earlier. Okay, so this is where the Yamaha UC YVC 1000 comes in very useful. So this is where I can answer a question. So a PC via your USB connection with your VC call, your VC conferencing probably a video or webcam. Oh, sorry, let me get my laser pointer. So a PC via USB using your VC call, and also if you have an external VC system that you only want the video portion but use our Yamaha superior audio quality via this YVC 1000 you can. And also if you want to Bluetooth to a laptop, yes, you can do it. Instead of a USB connection, it will be a Bluetooth connection. So of course, being a Bluetooth connection, there are some limitations. You will hear the quality of audio compression. So we always advise hard cable connection like a USB connection to be ideal. I hope I have answered your question. Thank you, Mr. Law. Any more questions? I'm happy that there are questions for me, and people you guys are interacting with me. It makes this my session more interesting. I'd like to also mention at the end of this session, we have a teaser video. You can stay on to the end. Yep. So stay tuned. Any more questions? Please remember to set all your questions in the Q&A instead of the chat. Let me check if there is anybody sharing on the chat. Let's see. Okay. 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 Thank you very much for staying with us through. If you have any inquiries, and you may continue to leave in your inquiries in this Q&A segment. We would like to be in touch with you. Also, if you like to be in touch with us, also please get in touch with our local Yamaha PA team here in Singapore for more customizable and versatile solution. You may email us. Let me get to the slide where you can see our email address. Okay. Okay, so you may email us and at pasalessgp@music.yamaha.com, pasales-sgp@music.yamaha.com. Okay. Okay, it's about time to wrap up. Let us know how you like the webinar session by dropping us a PM. Of course, you need to like and follow our page on Yamaha CA Singapore Facebook page in order to drop us a PM. We will appreciate to hear your feedback. Also help us to like and follow our Instagram page also. We have an Instagram page, which is at Yamaha CASG, one whole word, at Yamaha CASG. Okay, we thank you once again for your interest in our webinar and staying with us throughout. Once again, I'm Aloysius Chow, the sales engineer of the very dynamic Yamaha team here in Singapore, signing off here. Thank you. See you again.
A family of products designed to be easily installed and work seamlessly together to provide complete and customizable communication solutions. Adesia. Over 130 years in the making, using collective knowledge, technology, and research to solve today's communication challenges, overcome challenges with implementation, configuration, and room acoustics. All components required for successful installation for the communication spaces of today and tomorrow. Adesia offers dynamic multi-beam tracking technology, constant live tracking beam support for lively discussions, no dead spots, no programming fixed lobes, room setup flexibility, no need to pre-program lobes when design changes. Yamaha world-class acoustic technologies. Human voice activity detection identifies and eliminates noise to capture and send human speech clearly. Capture voice for natural communication. Best quality Yamaha audio, designed and tuned for easy installation and use. Reduce time, spend, and complexities. Enables single cable connection for seamless integration with Dante and PoE technology. Auto detects installed components. Auto configures devices into coherent solutions. Auto measures and optimizes audio performance for room audio environment. For smaller or larger spaces, supporting USB, Bluetooth, aux.IO, SIP telephony. Customizable for flexibility with open interfaces. Crystal clear, worry-free remote communications. Adesia.